I spoke to
Alright, sweet. We're ready to rock, brother. Welcome everybody to the Ignorant News Podcast. I'm your host, Creative Taro. We've got a really cool guest on today. I'm really excited to talk to this young fella. I know he's got a couple of jokes for me. He's gonna mock me, but it's all good. I want to introduce you guys to the OG Huntley Hurricane. Nah. The king of Huntley himself. Or was it the Prince of Huntley? I'm not too sure. He'll introduce himself anyway. So I want to welcome Sir Thriftalot, Brother Quaid. I'm going to hand it over to you if you just want to, introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name's Quaid, and I run the business page Sir Thriftalot. And I sell. What else do you think? And I've been doing it for. I'm doing this so wrong.
All good,
I
brother.
don't think I thought about this, but I sell clothes, and I actually have a great. Wow. And I hope to answer the good questions.
What an introduction.
Thank you.
I think for those that do know you, bro, they know what you're kind of what you're like, and they know that you're pretty funny, dude. Pretty chilled, pretty laid back. Don't take things too seriously, which is something that I admire about you, bro. As a young fella, like when you and YG Thrifts like jump on the live and stuff, you guys are like, it's just cool seeing.
With them?
Bro, if he wants to, man, I got an open door policy on my podcast day. So if anyone wants to jump on, you can jump on. Like, there's no, I'll talk to anyone. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Shit, you might not even sell clothes. I'll still talk to you. Like, all good. But let's get into. Okay, so I know you're from Huntley, bro. What's that like coming from the shittiest town in New Zealand 2 years in a row?
It's actually quite good, eh? I think I contribute to that factor. No, I contribute to actually trying not to get it next year. But it's actually pretty good. I've lived here most of my life, and I was the first. I think I was like the only one who sold clothes here until like there's a few others now. But I like how it's like connected to the Hamilton community, because there's other people up there, and then we all do like pop-ups together, like thrifted streetwear and them. But
dude, you got so Huntley. So you said you lived there. Are you from the Waikato?
Yes.
Like whakapapa wise?
Yes, some of my family's from Waikato and some is from Maniapoto, from Piu and Te and all around there.
Oh, yeah. You're the same as me.
Oh,
so
true.
So my marae is actually in Rangiriri.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I've been there. They changed it, eh? Oh, no, because they put that new thing there, eh?
Yeah, my hapu. You mean like the with the pass
they put something else there. Yeah, the pass lights there, right?
Yeah. The trenches and all that kind of. Yeah. So I got so same as you, bro. I'm from the Waikato, from that area, and then same Maniapoto, heading towards Kawhia ways and da. That's on my old lady's side, and so actually my parents live in Ngaroa here.
Do they?
So that's how Tuturi Waikato I am. Yeah.
Oh no, here.
And then my old man is from the islands.
Oh yeah. Which one?
Take a guess, brother. The best one, the strongest one.
True.
Dope. So did you go Huntley College or did you go Rocks?
I went to Te College, actually.
Oh, sorry then. Too good for Oh, sorry then.
No, because because actually when I finished high school, I my mom was like, oh, I had such a good time in high school at Army College, but now it's trash. And she was like telling me, you're going to Te Kaupata. So she just sent me there instead. And she just always said it wasn't a good school and stuff because heaps of stuff happened there. And it's 4 years.
Fair enough. She only wants what's good for her kids, right?
But Te Kaupata College isn't too much better.
Wow. I was gonna say we used to so I used to live in a little town called Tuako, bro. Like just further north.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I went to Tuako College.
Have like the exchanges.
Yeah, we used to have the exchange with Te Kaupata College. I think maybe the last time I had exchanged with Te Kaupata was like year 8, bro. So that's many moons ago. Did you ever have that exchange against Tuako? How'd you go, bro? Get a hiding?
It was only... Yeah, bro. We had a basketball exchange, but they our refs didn't even understand how to ref the game, and then we ended up losing, and they were like trash ass, and we're like, what? But yeah,
damn.
It was pretty close. They went lost by 5.
Oh, but it's still an L, bro. You took an L. It's still an L. You're a loser.
I don't think we've ever beaten Tuako. The whole time I was in college, we never beat them.
Oh yeah, it's good to hear, Margie. Yeah. It's good to hear.
Oh,
that's funny though, because I went from Tuako College to Fraser, so yeah, that's a whole nother level of basketball there. But yeah.
Who did you play basketball? Oh.
Me, bruh. I was born in Jordans, bruh. Nah. What shoes were you wearing when you were playing ball?
I used to wear the KDs.
Oh,
KD 9s when they came out, and the LeBrons and nice. Kobe's. No, but Kobe's were my go-to though.
Yeah.
Or Jandals. Oh.
Man, hard. Do you ever get into sneakers in a heavy way, or?
I used to. Yeah, I collect them wherever they. You always see them in my life sometimes.
Yeah, I have. I seen the wall. It's from floor to roof.
Yeah.
Nice. What's your address? Nah.
Got a couple of dogs out the front, so it'll be all
right. Come bring them a dog roll. Nah. Is Quaid home?
Yeah, but I kind of stopped. Last year though.
Oh, yeah.
And now they just sit there, and I just wear slides because I can't bother putting shoes on.
Fair enough, bro. Fair enough. From sneakers to clothes, bro. When did you let's get into your page, and when did it all start for you, bro? What was I don't know. How did it start for you, bro?
Oh, it started maybe about 3 years ago when, I don't know, me and my uncle and, YG Thrifts and JD Vintage, my 2 cousins and my uncle, we were all just sitting there watching Paul Cantu, I think, the Thriftalot. And then we were like, oh, we can probably do this. And then we ended up starting our own page, Thrifty4, which was all 4 of us, and it was thrifty. And then we went to a few markets, and it was pretty good. And then the Hamilton group kind of made us, kind of accepted us to join into their crew, kind of. And we all just made a big pop up in Hamilton, and it started with 8, and then now there's 30 plus now that always come, and it always books up. But yeah, it kind of just started with us all thrifting together, and then from there we all kind of just split apart, but my uncle just watched, and we ended up doing our own pages. But the reason why we stopped doing it all together was because he actually we had to stop because he got sick, and then they kind of put a hold on it, and then we'll just do our own pages, and then it kind of just came to that point where I was doing it as a side hustle, even when I was at uni too. And then I got like nearly on my last year, basically my last year of uni, and then I was like, nah, I had enough. I want to just do the page, and then I've just been going hard at it ever since, which is like halfway through this year. So I finished half the year, passed everything, and then I was like, oh yeah, that's enough. And then and I would have only had to do like maybe like a few more papers, and I would have had the whole degree. But then I just decided, no, I'll just have a break and then work on the business, and then maybe somewhere down the line I might go back and study again.
Yeah, dude.
And then have someone else run it for you.
You talked about your uncle, bro, and I'm real big on like role models, and I've got heaps of uncles, and like my dad was a young dad, and he had heaps of mates, and so I had them as uncles as well, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. How important is that relationship for you, bro? Because I know for me, like my uncles are heavy influence on me, and like stuff that I like, and movies that I used to watch, and music I listen to. Are you able to talk about that?
Yeah, bro. My kind of like relationship with my uncle is like really, really close, and he's kind of like a father figure to me, I'd say, and he kind of influenced me to get into shoes because he was like, buy those shoes, and then my mom was like, no, and then I ended up buying heaps of shoes, and then my mom got angry, and then she was like, what about buying this? What about paying off your school loans and stuff like that? And then he's got a really huge impact on my life too, and he helps me stay focused and stuff like that, and he was a big influence for me to start the business and get it to where it was now. And he supported me when I left uni too. Yeah. Because my mum didn't. She was like, oh no, what a waste of time. But like he was like, no, that's good. And then my mum was kind of like, oh, look at you showing them all of this. What kind of photo are you taking? No, he was kind of like, he was really supportive when I decided to go and do my business on my own. And then eventually my mum turned around too.
Yeah, she came around to the idea, eh?
All right, then I'll put you aboard up.
Yeah, want to be Sir Thriftalot? Yeah, pay this board, boy. Man, that's dope.
Like that.
That's dope. You talk about uni, bro. What did you study, or what are you going to finish later on?
Well, I started out as studying accounting, and then I was kind of trash at that. And then I kind of got into business, and then I thought, I should study business because it relates to selling clothes and stuff. And I just learned lots of like skills and techniques and like different things I could use for the business and like promote it and all that kind of stuff, And then I kind of got used to it, and then I kind of felt like I learned enough at uni for now, and then I wanted to apply it to my business before I go back and learn some more. And then when I learned the rest, then I could just put it all back in the business, and then hopefully that makes it better too. It was good studying business.
I think the thing I like about it is you actually have first-hand experience, eh? And I sometimes feel like, have you ever read the book or heard of the book Rich Dad Poor Dad?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I've heard of it, and I read it.
Yeah, it's like this American Japanese guy who wrote this book. I forget his name, but I read the book.
Quaid David is his name. Oh.
I read Quaid David's book years ago, and I think what I got from that book was like you can go down the formal education route, like uni and all that, and then you can go down the actually lived experience and getting out there and doing it route. and learning that way.
Yeah.
And it's cool to hear that you're actually doing both. Like
because it kind of gets boring when you just do the school way and you just learn it all, and then you're like, you kind of get to a point where, I've had enough of this, you know. Or some people just get through it and then they don't experience any of the actual work itself. And then,
yeah, it's hard to sometimes apply shit that you read or learn in a book to real life, because sometimes it doesn't relate, right?
Yeah. Or it's like, how does this connect? Then what am I going to do with this information?
Yeah,
that's like learning maths in high school, and you're like, I'm not going to do this in 10 years. What do I need this algebra for counting my groceries?
I mean, when harvest season comes there, it's handy if you need to like convert grams to pounds, and so you know how much money. Nah, I'm joking. I'm talking about weed. But I'm just trying to apply it to real life situations, you know. Converting it.
Oh, here we go.
how much money can I make from this ounce, and how do we calculate this? Nah, I'm just joking, folks. I'm not a drug dealer. Nor have I ever sold drugs. I'm just adding to Quaid's cordial. But that's cool, bro. I love to hear that. I was talking to Heat Seekers, bro. Shout out to the bro Leo, and he must have bumped into you guys recently at an op.
Yeah, he bumped into me when I was in his op shop, and then he was like going hard out through the rack. And then he saw me, and then he went even harder through the rack, and then I was like, oh, fiddle down. No, and then he started cracking up laughing, and he came over me and had a talk, and then he gave me his swan dry because he felt bad that this other lady took a red one his size, and then he was like, all I get is this stink so small one. And then he was like, no, I don't want this, bro. And then I took it off, and then he gave it to me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, he was messaging me that day. I think we were messaging each other. Sorry, and then he was saying, "Far, that's cool seeing you fellas in the shops, being so young." And he said, "Bro, I wish I had their like focus and their knowledge when like we were your guys' age." Instead of being like little hotatus mucking around doing what we were doing at the time, like so it was
tagging all over things. Oh.
Yeah, tagging all over Frankton. It was real cool to it's real cool to like.
It was real cool to tag all over Frankton.
Nah. It was like I guess us older generators, I think it's cool. Like we look down to you guys in a lot of ways. We admire you as well. Like we also understand that like we gotta look after the young fellas too, but it's also cool when we see you fellas do shit, we're like, yeah, that's mean. That's dope.
Yeah. Always messages me too. He's like, always like, he picked up an Undertaker tee in the ops, the one that I usually go to. There's some other wrestling tees. Yeah.
Dope. Nah, it's mean, G.
Did you how did your WWF tee go?
Oh yeah,
orange one, Ultimate Warrior.
I can't remember. It went over 100, which I was happy with. Like, cool. But I find it real hard to I just feel like the New Zealand scene is a bit too small for like those higher end like premium teas.
Yeah. And there's not too many people who are willing to fork out $100 for a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Like, I think they're still comfortable with a $10 t-shirt or a $20 t-shirt.
Yeah, you know? I felt like the lives have kind of normalized steals.
Yeah,
and it's
you can't take a $100 piece on there.
Yeah, it's like, damn, it's hard to sell on lives in New Zealand anyway, because I think I guess too our attitude towards things is like we're pretty thrifty people anyway. Like we don't want to pay too much for stuff, but Yeah, because I see some of your stuff here, and I'm like, damn, if the bro was selling that, in a different country, he'd get away more than what he's selling it for here.
Yeah, like if I went to Australia or even the US, we'd get way more.
Yeah,
and even like something that you could sell for like $20 here could be like $40 over in Australia, just because people prefer. I don't know. Maybe New Zealanders are just too smart about their prices.
I think
and they don't.
like I think there's a lot of like I've found there's not too many people who know what things are. Like what am I trying to say?
Yeah, true.
Like there's people
like,
who know
who follow.
Go, Brett, sorry.
Like, oh, sorry. No, like there's people like that WWFT that you pulled out as well. Like everybody's gonna know what that is. They're like, oh, I'll probably pay $20 for that, and then there'll be someone who'll be like, I'll pay like $200 for that because I love that, and that's my jam.
Yeah,
and there's not many of those people either.
Yeah, they know what they're looking at, and they know what they're dealing with, and they know how much. Like, yeah, it can be quite hard, but. Because a lot of stuff you and YG Thrift, you guys pull out some bangers, G, and I'm like, damn. And then I hear the price you're selling it for, and I'm like, damn, like what? But I mean, I guess that's just the way it is, right? Like we just got to work with what we've got, and like we'll eventually get there. I'm hoping. Hopeful.
I seen you picked up those teas were so cheap when you picked those up, and I was like $10 and $15, and you just grab those straight away. You know those ones, eh?
The ones you were selling?
The ones that I sold to you.
Oh, bro, I'm just like, what? Yeah. A part of me feels like, man, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, because like you could probably sell one of those teas for like more than you bought all of them for.
Yeah, pretty much, bro. And I'm like sitting at home thinking, man, like what do we got to do to, I don't know, change the way we put value on things? Because I don't want to see people also undersell themselves as well. Like it sucks. Even Ra's the same. Yeah. She kind of undersells some of her stuff, but she's been in the game long enough to know what works for her and how she rolls.
She notices it too. Like she said like 4 years ago, she could sell this jacket for like $300-400, but now she'd be lucky to get like $80 for the same jacket.
Yeah,
and like the prices of things goes down and certain things go up. Like people just follow the hype, kind of thing. Like at the moment, it's Nike. Nike's the end thing.
Yeah,
everyone pays heaps for that.
Harley had a moment there too, right?
Yeah, Harley tees now you can only sell them for $20, basic, or $20-30. But when they were back maybe like even a couple months ago, you could sell those for like, people were saying for like $50 is a cheap one, and like $80, $80 each.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's the problem I find in New Zealand in general. We're very we follow trends rather than, like, sometimes I'll find someone, and usually it's overseas, like I'll find an overseas buyer and they pay like top dollar. Like I wouldn't be able to find anyone in New Zealand who would pay the amount that someone in Aussie or America would pay for some of my shit. And it's like sad. Like I'm like, damn, because I would like to have kept some stuff in New Zealand.
Yeah.
But
instead of sending all that heat away.
Yeah, you're sending all the heat away. It's like, so it's like a, what do you call it? Like a catch-22. Like you, man, you wanna sell this banger for what it's worth, but you also want to keep it in New Zealand. But if you keep it in New Zealand, you got to sell it for almost half the price. It's like, shit.
Even worse than that.
Even worse, straight up. I think one of the places that value still holds a high value in the country is rugby jerseys.
Yeah, that easily does. Like all those rugby pages, they sell it for like a decent price and it goes straight away.
Bangers, man. Like I copped one off you ages ago.
What did you?
Yeah, I think it was a Canterbury Bulldogs one.
Oh yeah, bro, I remember that. That was a Smash Club auction.
You auctioned it on Smashes.
And I was like, oh, Creative Taru bid on my jersey for this much. That was when I had no idea about those jerseys. And then
you sold it for a good price, dude. You got a good price for it. Yeah, what I think maybe 90 or 90. Yeah,
90.
Nah, it's good. That's cool too because I like, I know where my money's going to, which is another thing. So it's like
true. Like it's better to put your money into like some of New Zealand's pockets than like some like bulk seller overseas or something.
Yeah, bro, for real. Like, yeah, and like someone from home as well. Someone back from Waikato was like, young fella,
and even like a friend too. Even like someone you know as well. Like I like buying off like Smash, and I try and buy off like other fellas around here.
yeah. I like I'm real thing with full timers. Like I try and I try and buy from full timers where I can.
Same.
Just because I know like this is their full time gig, and I want to support them. So I buy from Smash because he's going live all the time. I just jump in and see something I like. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll cop that. And Ra's the same.
It kind of helps them out.
Yeah, Ra's the same. Like where I can, I'll just jump in her live. It's hard. It's real competitive though on her live. So it's like real.
I know.
Yeah, sometimes I'm like,
5 or 6 other people bidding. Like, get it.
So it's like sometimes I'll like wait till the last maybe 2 hours of her hump day happy hours.
She brings it up, people.
Sorry, bro.
Oh, do you do that? Oh, what is this? I might have to do that too.
These are the tricks, bro. Nah, I usually go on the last like 2 hours or so and just kind of roam because then like people have either left or gone to bed and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like the hardcore people still left on there, and I just kind of go in then. Yeah. And then I just chill, and then by then Ra like just is like sharing stories and like cracking us up and stuff. But yeah, Smash is another one. It's been quiet though, bro. The bro Josiah hard up. So yeah, I try and like get in there and support full timers. You're doing this full time, right? Like you could consider yourself a full timer.
Yeah, I started doing it full time when I finished midway through the year. I went full time in like June, July.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't want to be like, it was like around the same time as Smash, actually. And then I was like, should I announce it to everyone? And then I was like, nah, who cares?
Yeah.
I'm going to be shocked because at Smash, I'm going full time in 5 days. I'm going full time in 4 days. You remember when he was doing that?
Yeah.
And he was like hyping one up. And I was like, yeah, I was too ashamed to do it myself. Yeah.
Nah, it's good though. That's cool. That's good to know though. And it's good for everyone else to know too. Like I had the bro craze full time, so Thriftalot. Because it helps people like consciously shop. Like knowing like, I want to buy off certain people because I know they're full time, or blah blah blah, or people trying to go full time. That always influences how I shop as well.
I tried to. True. Yeah, I kind of think like that too when I think about like supporting like full timers and stuff. I always try and cop off them from time to time.
You got your name, bro. So Thriftalot. Where does that come from?
My name. Oh. So, the logo itself, it was actually because I copped a tee off, my uncle got a tee off Charvie's Vintage. It was a Popeye one. and it's on my first post. And then I thought, oh, that should be my logo. And then the name itself, me and my uncle were just sitting there, and then he was like, "Sir," and he was like, "Thriftalot," and he was like, just trying to think of names. And then yeah, he just like came up with it, and then oh yeah, that's a cool name. Because I was kind of at the point where I didn't really care anymore. Because it was like, because we were like talking about it for days and days, and we were coming up with all these dumb names like Thriftalot or something, or like vintage seller 123 or something like that. Yeah, and then he just came up with it, and I was like, oh yeah, that's cool enough. And then I just kind of went with it from there.
It's dope. It's like a play on Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Yeah, that's dope.
It's kind of like, and I kind of don't like putting the word vintage in I don't want to put the word vintage in my name as well. Because I want to make myself sound, and thrift kind of covers everything too, you know?
Yeah. Broadens it, eh? That's why I called I was supposed to be Tyro Creative because Tyro is my name, and then creative.
Tyro Creative.
So it's like creative. I just do creative shit. Like there was no kind of, I didn't want to put a cap on what I did. And then so that username was taken. So I was like, wretched. So
and those ones too.
Yeah, right. And then I was like, oh fuck, we'll try Creative Tyro then. And then
Creative.
It was available, so I was like, fuck it.
One or it sounds like it flows better too, like Creative Tyro.
Yeah. It's like it
like
describes...
when you do those package videos and Creative Tyro. You know those ones?
Like a 20th Century Fox opening.
Yeah. Creative Tyro. Yeah.
Nah, that's cool. So that's where the name came from, right?
You can say it in
that's name. So Thriftalot. That's a cool name, man. What is it? So you got two cousins that do this as well.
Mm-hmm.
How was that being, bro? Being able to like do it alongside the cousins and the whānau? Like, is it fun or is it annoying or like?
That's cool. Yeah, cool. This one time when we did it all together, we had like this argument because we sold a T-shirt for like, it was a Guns N' Roses T-shirt actually, and I saw like someone for like $60. I was worth like $100. My uncle got it, which decided to argue with me. I want $20. I want $20 like that. But yeah, that's the only thing that was annoying about it. But like, we're cool as, bro. Because when we go to pop-ups, we'll like take up 3 stores together, and like, it's cool to be like, oh, did you see this T-shirt to them? And yeah, it's kind of like a cool. I feel like having like our own businesses like kind of brings us closer together too, and it's like something else that we can talk about there's the same, like similar things, and yeah, and it's like cool to like send things to them and stuff, and I'm like sending like things that they like and what I like, and like, oh, you'll buy that. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, it's cool as, bro.
That's me.
So
it's like a dope network, eh? Like you got a nice little network and people you can trust too, right? Like
true, yeah. And like people you can like contact if you're like, oh, people that you can like message just to make sure about something, like, oh, should I buy this in case it might be a scam, or like, do you think this is a good deal, or like, do you think I should buy this T-shirt type of thing? Yeah.
That's dope, man. It's
Really
like a
good.
team, like a good squad, eh? Like you guys got a crew. That's dope, G. I feel like I got a few people like that in the community that I can lean on for certain things as well. So it's always helpful. And I know how helpful that is, bro. So that's dope to hear that you guys, got your little clique, got your little squad.
Good old Cam, eh? Good old Negro Smith.
Oh, Negro Smith. Yeah, he's a good fella, man. He's a good dude.
You should get him on here. Cool.
Jeez, we'll have to censor him, bro. He'll be dropping F-bombs left, right, and center.
He'll be like, oh, this.
All right, bro, I'm going to get into some of these questions for you, bro. All right, so hold up. First question on Instagram story. Who is your favorite vintage page other than me, of course? That was from NZ Vintage G.
My favorite vintage page. Well, that's actually a tough one, eh? Because I like everyone, and I don't like to like make anyone feel like they're better than anyone else. But I'd say I think I like everyone that I follow equally, or thousands and like 400 and something people I follow. But I'd probably say yeah.
I mean, you definitely respect everybody, but who are maybe some pages that you like? I don't know. You might like their style, or you might like the kind of clothes that they get in, or but or you could just like everyone.
I like Smash.
Oh, yep.
I like Smash because Smash has band tees, and he's like the band tee guy.
Yeah, that's dope.
I like Rack Diggers because he's kind of got like cool high end stuff. I like his stuff too, and kind of all like the main people. Ra was another person that helped me get into it too. She was the one I bought the first bulk deal off. I like her. All the Hamilton fellas, like Creative Natives and Reborn, like all these Hamilton pages. We always come together and do pop-ups and stuff. Them, a few in Auckland, or Blazing. Creative Tara, of course. Oh no, sorry. Dirty Washing, I should say.
Good.
And and whatever page sells tie-dye tees. Yeah, I collect tie-dye tees, but I haven't been for a while. And Heat Seekers, those types of pages that like I feel like I can talk to and be like talk about like, oh hey bro, did you go to this shop? Yeah, I like a whole variety, to be honest. But
that's dope, bro. That's dope. Hopefully that help answer. That was the same question that Blazing gave as well. Who is your favorite reseller? So that was you kind of covered two questions with that answer, bro.
NZ Vintage as well. He can be
NZ Vintage G. Next question, bro, comes from the bro Waikato Rugby Lad. What are some of the lessons you've learned while doing live sales, and do you have any tips? Great question.
Has he done it?
I don't think that's his kind of thing.
Yeah, but I think some of the lessons that I learned in a live sale was that I shouldn't be so shame. Like, it kind of brought me out of my my comfort zone in a way. Like, and it kind of got to a point where I felt comfortable. That's the lesson that I learned, is to be more confident. Because if you don't be confident, then you don't make sales. So I kind of learned that, and I learned that in claim sales, you have to put your prices down, you know. And I also learned the other night too that a few other pages that go live as well, they say that they put their prices down because it saves their time from measuring and taking photos and posting and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's what I learned as well. And probably tips I would say is that personally I like to show my piece on a hanger, like my t-shirt on a hanger, rather than showing it because it kind of looks all scrunched up if you just hold it like that, and it just
Nice.
doesn't look as appealing to your viewers. And you don't want to take too long with your item as well, because then they'll be bored and they'll just leave. But then you got to have like a balance. Like you don't want to be like, buy this t-shirt, and then 5 minutes later you're still on the same t-shirt. Buy this t-shirt, and you know, like some people. But you kind of want to go at a pace that you're comfortable with, and you know your viewers are comfortable with too, and you'll kind of get like a general feel when you see your followers come in as well. So you want to cater to like, oh hey, look, Creative Tyro's here. I know he likes rugby jerseys, so I'll bring this up. It's another tip that I would say. Or Smash is here. I'll bring try and like and ask them what they want as well. That's another thing. But yeah, probably the hanger. The hanger is probably the most important tip to me. But and talking about the tag and showing all the graphics, single stitch, the date, the year, all that kind of stuff. And sometimes if you don't know anything about the item, you can just say it's a cool t-shirt. You know, oh, this is dope. You know, just try not to make it clear that you don't know what it's about, because people will be like, bro, you don't know what this is about. I'm going to just give you $5 for it. And they'll try and label you off it. They'll try and label you for it. But yeah, that's probably what I'd say for that quick, bro. What do you reckon?
For the lives? Everything, bro. You covered everything, really. I actually don't like doing lives sales.
Oh, true.
Yeah, it's real. I actually prefer just like chatting, and I mean that's why I made the podcast specifically for this, to be able to just talk with people. Yeah, but it just, I feel like the lives have come to a point where unless you're selling something, people don't want to tune in. And it's kind of like, oh damn, because ideally, yeah, you want to build community, which is what I want to do. Is one of my goals is to be able to build a community of people that like-minded,
community,
love the same shit, and then like we all, yeah, kind of. I just feel like IG Lives, it just doesn't have that appeal at the moment, or maybe it just hasn't hit our shores or our community as yet. But yeah, and I think like long form, like say podcast, for example, are a great way to get to know someone as well.
I kind of get that with YG.
Sorry, bro.
Oh, I kind of get that with YG Thrifts, like that talking. But I know what you mean, though. People don't want to join your live if you're just going to talk about each other, you know? They only there for the.
Yeah, and that to me is not community.
I'm trying to change that too. I'm trying to change that when I go live with other people too, and like talk to them outside of clothes, but like at the same time people leave. Yeah, Brad does it well, though, eh?
Yeah, she's flipping amazing, like, and has built that credibility, but also consistency as well. Like everyone knows Hump Day Happy Hour, like, you know. Yeah. So it's got to a point.
Day of the week that everybody tunes in.
Everybody tunes in. Everyone knows what time it is. Even though everyone knows Ra, and that's what you want. That's what you call a professional. Like that's how it's done. You know.
You know, bro. I remember when I was going live myself. I didn't say it though, but back when I was doing like live auctions, because I used to just do live auctions before claim sales. I actually asked Dara to jump into my life and sell some stuff, and she was like, that was when she was like, nah, bro, it's all good. I'm too ashamed about that kind of stuff. And then it was cool as to see that she jumped in my life, and then now she's got hunting. Like, yeah, the progress that she had too was mean. Like, everything. She first jumped in my life and like a couple of other fellas' lives. Yeah. And then I'm too scared to go in her lives now because she's so famous. Yeah.
Yeah, nah, that's dope. But other than that, like, I think people can see through the bullshit. Like, I think it's important to be genuine and be yourself and like be authentic. And that's what I love about like yourself as well. Like, and the Quaid's cheeky, like it's just him. Like, like you can enjoy that and understand that. Like,
yeah, I always like that.
Who else is like that? Like Raktiga's super.
I always
positive.
like that when I do my stories. Yeah. Yeah, he's always like, "Yo, what's up, man?"
Yeah. Oh, he's super positive, and you just feel like he's like a V energy drink, bro. Every time I watch him, he just gives me energy. Like he's just makes me want to clean my house after I watch his live.
Oh, makes you wanna go for a walk.
Yeah, those walks. I seen you do a couple of walks yourself, my bro. That's good to see. I was gonna
do a few, but then I was like, nah, better not walk into his territories of stuff. And I was like, yeah, I've done it a few times. That's pretty good, eh? Doing the Atari walks.
Nah, bro, those don't belong to me, brother. They belong to everyone. Yeah, that's not a new thing, bro. There's nothing new, eh? In my opinion, they don't belong to anyone. It's just more about making sure you're good, man. How did you find them?
Yeah, it's good, bro. Just I like it because it's kind of like a time where you can just get fresh air and think about things outside of the business, and just reflect on yourself as well. And I was thinking about it, but yeah. What do you think about them, bro? I think you did.
I do them for my well-being, bro. Yeah. So, and then I know there are other people out there who are watching me, and so it's important to, like me. How do I put it? So, I had two options in life, bro. So one of them was to be a gangster, or the other one was to become a youth worker. And so being a gangster was easy, if that makes any sense. Like, and I would have been really good at it, just based on like my skills and my size and that kind of stuff. So I chose the youth worker route. And what I learned about that was it's important to be a positive role model, because people like us, right, we don't have too many like male Maori positive role models. They're quite rare, like, or where I came from anyway, it was rare to find them. So I've always had it in my mind that I would be the person who would happily make fun of himself or say that I've been emotional or show emotion or show what we call weakness, just so that other people can be like, oh, fuck, if Taru can...
If he can do it.
Yeah.
I kind of felt like that too. Like, oh, if he can do that, I can do it too. Yeah.
That's dope, G. Yeah, so that's kind of why I...
He motivated me.
Sorry, G just lagged up.
Oh, you're laggy ass. And I was like, I thought you weren't having these awkward moments. Because you're like, I'd like say something, and then I'll be sitting here for about 5-6 seconds, and then you laugh, and I'm like, okay, bro, the joke's over. Oh.
I think
it's not flossing.
I think it's just when I talk to people on phones, I think, bro, at legs. Yeah, usually on the laptops it's not too bad, but All good. We just work with
Oh,
what we
that's
got,
why you
my
said
G.
a laptop, not a not the
Yeah.
laptop.
Nah, it's all good, G. But yeah, no, this has been good, bro. Yeah, a little bit. Geez, you asking me questions, bro. Who's interviewing who here?
Oh, sorry. No, bro, you're an interesting person.
All right, and then all right, cool. So we've kind of like covered a lot of these questions, bro, and I wanted to get into some like, if you know, we talk about me being a positive role model and stuff, and I want to flip it on you, and some of the things that I want to get out of you, I guess, is some of the things that you've learned, like some big lessons that you've learned in this game, running your business, and maybe we could. I mean, if you've got more than one mean, but if you've got like one real cool lesson or like, I don't know, something you want to share that you think people should know before getting into any business, not just clothes. What would be that thing, bro? Like, what would be that lesson that you've learned that you'd want to share?
Probably one in the game is that if you get scammed, you kind of got to learn from that too. That's a lesson in itself, and it's kind of something that you just have to pick yourself up from. Like, say you might just lose $500 right there, and then that's gone. That kind of takes a toll of few people, and it kind of makes you want to give up. That's something that I kind of had to learn from the hard way. Because funny story is actually, I remember my uncle got scammed $700 from this fella, and then he told me, warned me about it. I was like, yeah, cool. And then crack up that story, bro. Maybe like a couple weeks later, that same guy messaged me and scammed me too, and I was like, oh. And then I went straight to my uncle about it, and then he was like, nah, that's a scam. And then I was like, yeah, I lost like 500 and I just felt like giving up. That's hard, especially when you only have $500 and that's what you had to have. Yeah, that can be hard, but yeah, if you can pick yourself up from situations like that, then you'll be sweet. Another thing is too, as a lesson that I've learned, is that you kind of have to put yourself into a mindset and think that if you don't sell clothes, you're not going to make any money. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just be like, oh, I'll do that tomorrow, or have that kind of attitude. So yeah, and you got to focus. You got to focus, and you got to have a passion for it too. That helps. And I think that if you do it just for the money, then you kind of, for a while, but then eventually it kind of gets boring, and you kind of want to. It kind of doesn't feel like it's worth the money. You know what I mean? And yeah, I just think if you focus on a business, not even this business, but another one, you should be sweet. Business as well. I'd say passion is important, because passion is like your drive to want to do it every day. What is that face for?
I love it, bro. Passion. It's dope, Maji.
Yeah, passion is important. Passion is really important, because that's what's going to wake you up in the morning and be like, oh, I'm going to do this. And that gives you the drive, that gives you the motivation, that gives you the want and the need to want to sell all these clothes, and setting goals for yourself too. Like, I want to be able to sell this many clothes in a week. Then you go and do it. And it doesn't have to be clothes. It can be like cupcakes or muffins or whatever. Anything, really. But yeah, if you put your mind to it, then nothing really can stop you from what you can do. in anything, even in a business, even if it's just a job. If you're truly passionate about it and you have the drive, then you can do anything. And friends as well. Friends is important because they're the people that you can rely on if you fall back, and you just need that bit of push as well. Just like this fella over here. He's a little fella that I could possibly fall back onto. Oh, maybe. I feel like, and then he might be like, "Nah, sorry, bro, I'm already on my walk. Oh, I'll talk to you a bit later." Nah, but it's important to have friends as well that you can rely on and fall back on. Ask questions. Always ask questions too. That's important. And don't be afraid to try anything new. Oh, look at me. Oh, I'm a motivational speaker.
Oh, bro. Bro, you'll be talking to thousands of people soon, bro.
And
so motivate a lot.
And, so motivate a lot. But yeah, bro.
That's dope, my G. That's dope to hear from such a young.
Yeah, according to my book too. Read my book. Oh yeah, bro. Thank you. Read my book that Tari was talking about earlier as well. That what's it called again? Can't even remember my own book. Oh, here we go. Yeah.
That's too much. What are some cool finds, bro, that you've found at the ops?
Cool finds,
like memorable ones, bro.
I found lots of things.
Yeah, because I bet you would have, my G. But what are some like? I don't know. Yeah.
Probably this Anko t-shirt. You know that one? Or what is that? Warehouse? Oh no, I was joking. Probably one of my best finds, I'd say, was last week when I found that Pinky and the Brain tee. That was fire.
Dude.
It was at an op shop that I never even been to before, and I was like, oh, might as well check it out. And drove all the way up there, up these random hills. It was at this dump. It was a dump shop, and then yeah, it was the first thing I seen when I walked in there. Another thing I found was some dunks. I found some dunks once. They were me. These blue ones. And the Oklahoma op shop too. It's crack up too when you find like a grey little piece in like a hoary ass op shop. You know, that's another thing that just wows me to do. A Louis Vuitton bag, a couple of Louis Vuitton pieces, Gucci. There's heaps of stuff, really. Yeah, bro, just like anything. And when I was talking to heat seekers too, oh no, sorry, someone asked me, they were like, oh, bro, do you just pick up everything? And I was like, nah, not everything. And then it's kind of like things that kind of like get my attention. Like when you go to an op shop, do you look through the whole rack one by one like that? Or do you like just look? Do you just take a look at it before you actually look in the rack and you feel, oh, this looks like a cool t-shirt, and you just pull it out?
Yeah, I'm real slow.
Oh yeah,
yeah, and I take my time. Yeah, and like even if someone else is there, like another reseller, and they just fly through it, I just still like take my time. Because yeah.
And another thing too, bro, is that not all resellers are looking for the same thing as what you look for as well.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, bro. I find that a lot. Like I was in an op shop recently, and I saw another reseller, young fella. I was like, "What's up, G?" It's Soto, and then like I just seen him. I seen him just like fucking hone through these racks, bro. Like just hoed into the main, just fucking real quick as, bro. And I was like, shot G, like mean G. And then So he went through the men's section. And fuck, I don't know why. I was in the women's section, bro, looking for like misplaced t-shirts and shit. Like, because sometimes,
what those ones? Yeah.
because bro, I find heaps of at this particular op shop, for some reason, the ladies in the back always put good shit in the women's.
Do they?
Yeah, so I always go through the women's G, and I can find usually I find lots of vintage stuff in there. Anyway, so yeah, I'm just going through all these fucking ugly blouses and shit.
Nah, don't lie on me.
Nah, G, nothing my size, bro. Nothing my size. Nah. And I'm going through them. And then I seen the bro go through it, like just blitz through the men's racks, and then he was out. He was gone. Like in 60 seconds, bro, he was gone. And I was like, oh shit. And I thought, oh, there mustn't be anything there then. So by the time I got to the men's, I picked out maybe 4 pieces.
Yeah.
And I was just like, damn, I wonder what he was looking for. Like, is there something in particular that he was looking for? Or like I was going through my process.
I think they just look for... I think they'll just probably be looking for like the in Nike or NFL or something like that, you know?
The hype stuff, right? Yeah. I figured as much because he left some pretty dope shit. And I was like, why did he leave that? Like, he should have took that. Like, oh, well, all good. I'll take it. Like, sweet as. But, yeah. So that's kind of, I guess, my approach is real. Yeah. I just take my time. And if it's for me, it's for me. If it's not, all good. Sweet as. I'm having fun.
He's having a nice little...
Oh, bro, I'm real...
I used to do what he does.
Oh, yeah?
But now I'm kind of like you, but like a little bit faster. Oh. Yeah, I used to be like him, just like... But now I'm kind of like... I kind of like take my time and I look at the kids section as well now.
Oh, nice. Yep.
And sometimes the women's section, I just can't be bothered going through all those ugly dresses, eh?
Yeah, bro. Shit, it gets repetitive, man.
And like when you sometimes do it, then the dress falls off the hanger and you're like, wow, I've got to pick this up.
Do you pick it up, though?
Oh, just pull those dresses over here and cover it up. The lady at the counter sees you.
Yeah. Do you ever chat to the ladies in the op shops?
Yeah, sometimes I do. Some of them can be grumpy though, but the most of them are nice. Like a few of them, they'd be like, "Oh, look what I just got up the back," and they'll show me, and I'm like, "Oh, yes, please, I'll take that." And then some of them are like, because I'd see something at the back that's pretty cool, and I'm like, "Oh, can I please check that?" And I'm like, "No, check what's on the racks first." They're kind of like that. Yeah. But I do. It's a cool relationship too, eh? Like, I see a lot of people, they don't like resellers selling clothes. Do you see those people? Because they think it doesn't help the poor people from buying clothes themselves.
Yeah, gee.
And then I'm like, there's plenty of clothes for them there. And it's kind of a way that you're helping the community. You're helping the problem anyways by buying all of these clothes, I reckon. But yeah, lots of op shops see it like I'm helping them donate the money, and I'm helping them get rid of clothes anyways because they have so much clothes and like their back is full. So if I'm taking clothes away from them, it's helping them out.
Yeah.
What do you reckon, bro?
No, same thought as you, bro. Like, so there are certain things that I don't touch. Like, if I see clothing products of quality, I usually tend to leave those. And what I mean by quality is like if I see MacPack or Kathmandu, or it's like especially in the winter, I just leave those Like I leave them because there's someone who's gonna come and buy that because they need it. But I mean, like, there are some stuff that people aren't just gonna, like, for example, rugby jerseys. Like, no one's going to the ops to buy a rugby jersey unless you're a reseller. Like,
and or like a vintage tee, like a wrestling tee. No one's going to an op shop to buy a wrestling.
Nah, there are certain pieces that poor people aren't going there to get. Like, and I'm just like, But if it's like a real nice winter jacket or a coat or a dress shirt or something, I just leave that stuff. Like, no, I don't. I only kind of mess with stuff that I like anyway, which is like sports, wrestling, movies, music, just shit that I like. Outside of that, I just leave it. Like, I don't need that. And I'd rather someone else get that.
And it's kind of boring anyways. It's kind of boring seeing a backpack jacket on your page, right?
Yeah. Like I'd rather, especially like good quality, like some of those outdoor brands are like real good quality. So I just
like
I'd rather someone else get that. Like I'm not gonna grab that and try and sell it.
Try and sell it for $50 when someone who probably needed it could have bought it for $5.
Yeah, but I mean, if it's like I don't know, WWF t-shirt, shit, I'm taking that shit.
You commented on that post ages ago. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, I had to clap back at the haters.
I was like reading it, and I read it, all those haters, and I was like, oh, Creative Tyrant is commented, and I seen your big, massive paragraph blasting them away, and I was like, oh, sorry about you, because I was going to comment too, and then I was like, nah, this bro over here's got it.
I just had to clap back, bro, because it was a two-way conversation between upper middle class white people, right?
Yeah.
And it was like, some of them were saying, I leave it for the lower class people, and then the other side was saying, no, this is a business, it's a capitalist world, this is how it works, And I was just thinking, there's no one kind of speaking from our voice, like in terms of reselling, and it's in particular coming from like brown communities. Like, actually, like I don't wear MacPack, but I leave it for people that might wear it, but. I don't need that shit. Yeah. I don't want your granddad's old Logan button up.
I don't want to wear your chiseled dress shirts.
Yeah, I don't want to wear your chiseled dress shirts. Like, I ain't trying to cop
that's
that.
Your fave brand, yeah. But and if you are at the thing, even if you are at that point where you really, really need clothes, there's always a $2 shirt. Even the free bin has heaps of clothes.
Bro, big time. And not just there might be something we should do, bro, as a as a reel or a video is actually showing I don't know, if I gave you $10 and I said, you gotta find an outfit to go out to town with. Those would be cool, little challenges, and I'm pretty sure you can find some fly shit. You would probably accomplish it too.
Yeah, but you got to think about the prices, though. The prices in op shops went up now. They're pretty expensive. Save Mart's expensive, and a few op shops are $10 t-shirts.
Okay, yeah, fair enough, bro. Good point. We yeah, I guess I'm spoiled in a way. So my local op shop, we have 10 cents days.
Oh, same as mine, bro.
Oh, yeah, sweet. Yeah. So we have 10-cent specials. I think I copped 10 pieces one day, and they charged me $1 because it was 10 cents each.
Yeah.
No, does that make sense? Yeah. Sorry, Manji.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel bad about that, eh?
But like you say, no, because the ladies know I'm coming in to buy, and so they bringing me shit. Take this. I'm like, oh, no, it's okay. Do you need this? Take this. I'm like, oh, no, it's all right. Because they know that they know I'm there to buy stuff, clear their racks, so that they can keep their circulation going and get rid of and move stuff. So they kind of like you were saying, bro. They like it when we come in.
Yeah, that's what Moran down here is like too. They're like, take this, take that, and then when I pay them $5 for their items, or like I give them a little bit more, they get so excited and they're like, oh, thank you so much. And I'm like, no, it's all right.
When you hit them with the keep the change, their eyes light up.
Yeah, that just makes their day. That's how you change a person's life, bro. That's how you change a person's life.
You know the craziest thing I've ever done, bro? I was at this Red Cross shop in the middle of nowhere, and I copped some stuff, like 2 t-shirts, I think. And they were like, oh, sorry, we only do cash. We didn't have FPOS here. So I had to walk, bro, to the nearest dairy, which is like a little bit of a hikoi. But I got there.
That's annoying too.
And then I had to...
That's another tip.
I bought some biscuits, some chocolate biscuits. And I got some cash out, and I went back and I gave the ladies the biscuits. I said, oh, you guys have this for your morning tea.
Sure.
And then, bro, they were like, they thought I was like sent from heaven, bro. I was like, oh, good. Oh, good. They're like, oh, it was like a Tuesday. It was like a Tuesday, and one of the older ladies goes, I'm here every Tuesday, boy, if you want to come back. Oui.
You want to bring some biscuits as well? Maybe a cake?
But it was a cool kind of reminder, like, too, like, because I know that a lot of these ladies are volunteering as well. So it's like, it's a cool little way to give back. And but yeah, I got to talk to rack diggers, bro. And some of the odd jobs that I do at op shops, it's funny, bro, because they just see this big brown boy and they just think automatically, boy, can you come and give me a hand? Like, oh shit, here we go. And I'm like, I think in do you know where was I? I think I was in Putarudu, bro.
Yeah.
And I was on my way home back to Kauru from Te Awamutu. And so I was going through Putarudu, Rotorua, and then Kauri. And then bro, I put up this lady's I put up a whole shelf, bro, in her storeroom in the back.
Did you?
I was there for like 3 hours. Like I had put up this shelf. I had like drilled in the things. I had like moved stuff for her. But it was like all good because in the end I got this dope. She gave me this dope vintage Cuda Lines reversible jacket. So it was like a cool little...
and you sold it to Neverslack.
Yeah, I sold it to Jack. Yeah, so it was like... Yeah. It was a dope little exchange. I got to hang out with this lady who owned the shop. She owned her own secondhand clothing store. And I just talked to her about business and da-da-da. And I was dope. But those are things, you know, that you sometimes encounter and come across.
What was she like when you went in there?
Oh, she was...
what did she say?
She was like
can you help me this? Help with this? Was she kind of like that?
Nah, she was sketchy ass, bro. She's like, what do you want in my shop, bro? She was giving me the hurry up and, you know, what do you want? Get out of here. Yeah. And then I just started talking to her, and then I said, do you own this shop? And she was like, yeah, I do. Da da da. And it's hard to find help because my hubby's on the road. Da da da. And then I just said, while I'm here, is there anything that I can do for you? Like, I've got time. And then she just said, can you put up these shelves? I was like, yes, do this. Yeah. this is how random shit, bro.
She must have changed her attitude real quick.
Yeah, gee.
True, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Sometimes.
Which one was it?
Man, I can't even remember. It was like a was it Putarudu or Kehikihi? I can't remember now.
I don't think there's one in Kehikihi.
Maybe it was on like the outskirts of Te Awamutu.
Can't
remember, bro.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
There's like Yeah, there's a few. There's a few. Recycled boutique kind of stores, and that was one of them. Yeah, I just thought I'll stop and have a look just in case, see if I can find any. Yeah.
Oh no, I know what you're talking about, bro. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I think I've been to that one that you went to, and I know that lady.
Māori lady?
It's the one in Potato, right? Yeah, Māori lady.
Yeah,
and she's kind of like shortish.
Oh, bro, you just described almost every Māori lady.
Tall. Oh, are you sure that's Māori? Yeah, basically, not very good. Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, that was just one of the many random stories, bro, that happens. You have any random stories like that as well?
I think so. I think one of them was the other day. Oh yeah, the other day, bro. When I got these 2 swan dry jackets, I had no cash, and it was a and I was like, "Oh, can I please get these? But can I just quickly go to the shop?" But it was like closing.
Oh,
and then she was like, "No, it's all good. Oh, I'll chip in $1 for both of these because it was 50 cents each."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, thank you so much." And then they opened the other day, and then I was like, "Oh, I owe you for those 2 jackets." And then she was like, "Oh, thank you." And she was like, "It's just $1." And then I just gave her like $20 for both of them anyways. And,
Dude,
and I was like, "No, you can just keep the $20." So I sold it to Smash straight away. And then, I sold them both to him. And then, I gave her $20. And then she was like, "Oh, thank you so much." And then she was like, "Lord has sent an angel to me." And I was like, because it was a church of sorts.
Oh.
You know, those church ones. And then she was like, "Oh, Lord has sent me an angel, and here he is." And then she was like, "I need to give him these potatoes." And then she gave me these potatoes. I think you might have seen it on my story. And I was like, "Oh, thank you so much for these potatoes." And then she was like, "Oh, bless you, bless you." She was so happy about it too. And then I was like, "Oh, thank you." And then she gave me the potatoes, and I was like, "Oh, sweet as mean." And then I put on my story, "What should I do with these potatoes?" And everyone was like cracking up laughing, like mashed potatoes and make some mashed potatoes and sausages, bro, and stuff like that with the potatoes. And then my mum, she turned into potatoes. So it's blessed potatoes, bro.
Hey.
Blessed potatoes.
Ooh, some expensive potatoes, my bro.
Expensive from the garden next door.
Oh my gosh. Fuck, that's funny, bro.
Yeah. That was like, okay, potatoes.
God told her.
Oh, I don't need no Cooter Lines jacket. I got potatoes, bro.
God told her.
I don't need no Cooter Lines
Give
jacket.
this boy some spuds.
Yes, spuds.
Fuck, that's a good story, bro.
Yeah, that was cracker. That was funny. Yes.
Usually when we wrap up, bro, there's 3 questions that I ask people just to get to know them a bit more. And they're just based around like movies, music, and food. So one of the, I guess, first question, movies. What's your favorite movie ever, bro? Or a movie that you've watched like heaps?
I think probably Cars 1. Because that was the first movie that I went to and out of Big Mac. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, no, I like that movie. That's my favorite movie because it was the first movie I ever went to the movies. That or Transformers. Watched it on TV. Yeah, bro. What about you?
I like Willow, bro. You probably never heard of it.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, whatever.
I think I watched that. When did that come out?
Hey, you were still in the ball bag when that came out, boy. You were still swimming in the puddle piggy, right? All right, the next one, bro, is your music, brother. What are you listening to right now? Who's your go-to kind of? Okay, let's say you're on a op shop mish, bro. You're on an op shop mish. Who are you banging, bro? What's playing on the sounds?
What's playing on the sounds? So actually, when we used to go to the markets, when me and my uncle and my cousins used to have a page, we made this playlist, and it's kind of like op shoppy songs. Yeah, I always jam that playlist. It's it's got like old school sounds on there. I like Second Time Around. You know that song, and like Liquors with the Lid Off, songs like that. I listen to those songs. Sometimes I listen to like rock music because, like, I don't know. I kind of feel like if I get the T-shirt, then you have to know something about the band. You know,
dude.
Not like some people. Like how people get angry at people wearing like Santa Cruz and stuff, and they don't even skate. I kind of. Oh, sorry to those people. You're allowed to wear that.
There's like people who wear Jordans, bro, but they can't play ball.
But I kind of feel people who can't even play basketball. I kind of feel the same way about band tees. Like people who like wear like a Green Day T-shirt and they don't even know what songs they sing.
True that.
Yeah. But yeah, I listen to that. I kind of listen to like some of the new music, like Kanye and all those fellas, Drake. I try and keep my music listening as broad as I can, and try not to like keep it too closed in. And yeah, so who knows? I might like some opera music.
Dude,
you bro, what kind of music do you listen to?
Oh, bro. On any given day, I could go from like drill to like alternative jazz.
Yeah. What about some originals? You got any originals coming up on yourself?
Nah, gee. I've got a very broad musical taste, but I grew up with a musical family as well. So like, yeah. Listen to whatever.
That's another thing too, because you kind of want to listen to what your parents listen to, what your family listen to. Yeah, my mom listened to like rap and like and all that kind of music, 90s, 80s music.
Dude,
yeah.
She get into R&B.
Yeah, bro. She got into R&B. She likes listening to Bob Marley and UB40. Shay Fu, all those fellas. Shay Fu had a concert here in Huntley even. Ooh.
Damn.
And then I was like, you must be so low to have a concert in Huntley. So I was going to go too. And then it kind of got put off because everyone was like that.
Nah, he probably heard it's the shittiest town in New Zealand, so he thought, I'll go and help them.
I'll go and make the corner some beautiful.
Okay, lift their spirits. Yeah. I heard they give out potatoes for free.
Yeah, I heard they gave out potatoes to angels. Yeah, but my mom listened to rock music too.
Yeah, you like Led Zeppelin, bro?
Listen to rock. My mom got me into rock.
Yeah, I
like Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, I listen
Metallica.
I don't do Metallica.
Don't you?
Nah, I don't know why. I listen to Zepto and like random bands. Like I'm a huge Kings of Leon fan. I don't know why, bro. Yeah, like I've bought every album when it came out. Like that's how.
True.
Yeah, and just played it, bro. And I didn't even that's not even my flavor, bro. I just decided one day I was going to be a Kings of Leon fan. Yeah,
I kind of like them when they're kind of like the type of people. They're kind of like the kind of band that I listen to, but I'm just, I don't know. When you're just driving somewhere and it's just like in the background,
I think they're coming to New Zealand.
They're from New Zealand. Yeah.
Next
I
year?
think so. Yeah. Is that you, bro?
I'll be up there, bro. Shirt off.
Really know.
Shirt off.
Oh, can we get this young fella up here on the stage? Does he want to sing a line? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, not hard. All right, so that's music, bro. The last one is Kai, bro. So usually people have like two options. They usually say like something, something that you'd go out to eat, or something that like a homemade recipe that you just love, like you always have.
You don't like taro, eh? You don't like baked taro, eh?
Nah, baked taro, disgusting.
What do you think do you like it? It's dry, eh? Oh, calm down.
It's too dry.
My partner has that, but I kind of got used to it. I don't mind it when it's like a bit wet, though. Oh. Or like, yeah, it's okay. It's a bit wet.
I'm clipping that, G. I'm so putting that on the Instagram, G.
I don't mind wet taro.
I'm clipping that, G.
People are like, what the hell is that? Yeah, but apparently wet taro is rotten, and I was like, oh, it still tastes nice. But yeah, I like at home. Ooh, probably like whatever's put on the table, eh? Because you got to be grateful. Ooh, you know that one, bro?
Those ones.
Oh, not the. If you don't need, you can stop and go to your room. That one. Oh. Yeah, so I think I was kind of had to just be grateful. You know what I mean?
Whatever,
but
please.
I like. Can we please have McDonald's instead? Nah, I think what I like is the meal, and I think it doesn't really matter about the meal. I just think it matters about the people that are meal with you too. Like you could be having something nice there by yourself. I'd rather have something yuck with like my whole family, my food, to be honest. And I like trying new foods too. Like I started trying Samoan food with my partner, someone, and like kind of thought it was yuck, to be honest. But I kind of got used to it. I like it now. But yeah, I like anything, but as long as like people are around me to eat it with me. Or like, yeah. What about you, bro?
Yeah, similar,
baked taro,
bro.
Eh?
Nah, I like we call it falifu. Falifu galo is like you put the onions and coconut cream on the taro.
Yeah, I tried that.
I prefer that
nice.
One. Otherwise,
and the curry.
You can't have curry. Like I actually had luau for dinner tonight, actually.
Oh yeah, that's nice. I like that.
Yeah, we put a little bit of curry powder in with the coconut cream, and you just bake that in the oven. But what do I like? I mean, I like a real good like bacon bone boil up, bro.
Yeah, that's
watercress.
Nice. You like soft bones or bacon bones?
I like bacon bones, eh? Yeah,
true.
From pork and all, bro. Pork and all bacon bones.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, some watercress, doughboy. Your favorite potatoes?
Now, do you like multi-multis or doughboys? Or do you think there's no difference?
I don't really mind.
Yeah, the doughboys are the big ones.
Oh,
and then the multi-multis are like the little ones.
Yeah, I don't mind. Sometimes you get a variety in the pot, and it's just like it is what it is.
And you just have to eat anyways.
Yeah.
What about do you have it with cabbage or watercress or puha?
Watercress, bro.
Cabbage is just
Yeah. watercress. Yeah. So nice boil up, bro. Bacon boom boil up. Otherwise,
maybe I have to make it sometime when I come down to Thrift.
bro.
Oh.
What else? I mean, like I'm trying to get into Kaimoana, bro. So I'm trying to like learn how to dive and fish and stuff.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's mean. And what about hunting too? All of that.
Nah, I'm useless, bro. It's just it's too expensive, bro. Like the shit that you gotta buy and the stuff for the dogs, and then you gotta get a truck, gun license, too much.
Yeah. And it's like it's way more work to do rather than jump on the water and grab some whatever, grab some crayfish or how much does that cost? The gas to get there.
Yeah. Because like let's say you get a deer and you gotta singe the deer, like burn the hairs, then you gotta like if you don't take it to a home kill butcher, you gotta do it yourself. Like it's just fuck.
All everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd rather be at the ops, bro.
Or good deal. Op shops.
We'd rather hunting there.
Be picking out gloves and getting potatoes for free from the op shop lady. Or helping out the lady helping off the lady out the back, get a Cool Lines jacket.
Yep. Usually at the end of the podcast, bro, I usually let the guest have like the last kind of say or something that they want to share or anything that they feel like they can, they want to say to the whānau out there.
Oh, true. I'll probably just have to say thank you everyone who watched this podcast. Thank you, Creative Tari, for having me on. And if you made it this far, thank you again, because I think some people, or actually myself, I would have left ages ago, especially after the potatoes. No. I'd have been sick and tired of this. I had enough of this. And I don't think I don't want to clean my house after watching this. Oh. I just hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope you might learn some tips or got some advice from me and also the bro over here, or I don't know. But thank you so much for having me on too, bro, and giving me the opportunity to talk and just have a good old yarn. And hopefully you don't make me look too shame on the previews.
You'll be all good, my G.
But yeah.